Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. So today is exciting. This is an exciting video for me because while every video I post, it excites me. I'm very intrigued by all of the different topics and phenomena that we talk about here, from aliens, UFOs, secret government cover-ups, strange booms happening underground, Antarctica. And granted, all of those subjects and many more are extremely worth looking into in their own right. Very mysterious. There is one particular phenomenon that has probably mystified me, even with everything I've seen and all the videos I've posted about, mystified me above all the rest. And that is because this particular phenomena is so vague, and I've never heard, I don't think I have, a definitive answer as to what could be causing it. And so that drives the mystery factor up even further. And well, what is Tyler talking about? Well, if you remember, a couple of years back, I started posting, I think, 1 or 2 videos about a book series called The Missing 411. And well, just to preface that, for those of you who don't know, if you're new to the channel, or just to refresh your memory, let's start more at the beginning and what led up to these books being written. So, most of you, when you think of the national parks or the national forests around the United States and the world, but we'll just focus on the United States here because that's where we have the most stats, you think of beautiful mountains, scenic views, rivers, hiking trails, people going camping with their families, and everything happy that goes with it. But what most people don't know about is that there's a much darker side to our national parks. And that is because for hundreds of years now, dare I say thousands of years, as long as we've been able to document things and keep records, there has been a pattern emerging that no one seems to be able to figure out. What is that pattern? Well, it is simply thousands upon thousands of mysterious and unsolved disappearances within these various national parks and forests over the years. Now, some of you may be saying, well, Tyler, people go missing every day, all over the world. What's the big deal? Well, I would agree with you there, except when it comes to our national parks and forests, the majority of the data and the statistics show that the majority of the disappearances are a complete mystery. The circumstances around them, a complete mystery. And we're not just talking about people hiking and just vanishing. Well, that happens, but there's some other really creepy and strange things happening to these people when they're out in these parks. For instance, a little boy goes missing. Couldn't be more than 2 or 3 years old, at the bottom of a 10,000-foot mountain. So there's this huge search of the area. He isn't found. And it isn't until just a day or 2 later that the boy's remains are found some 50 miles away from the place that he went missing, and not only that, is found 10,000 feet up at the top of this mountainous ridge. And we're talking about a 3-year-old boy. We're talking about a toddler that, let alone, would not have been able to traverse a distance of 50 miles within just a day or 2 on foot, not to mention scale up a 10,000-foot mountain. And so that's just one of the mysterious stories and disappearances around these areas. We have other instances where people that are, I guess you could say, very familiar with these trails and these parks that have maybe hunted in them for years will go missing, and they will just completely vanish off of the face of the earth. The vanished individual, or his body, sadly, would reappear hundreds of miles away, and within a 20-minute time span. I mean, let's just face it, that's physically impossible, scientifically impossible. A person cannot walk or run or bike 200 or 300 miles away and reappear within 20 minutes. So then you have theory sparked of people walking into wormholes and appearing different places. Some of them vanish totally, never seen again. Others reappear without their clothes on the other side of the park. And the stories go on, and the Park Service knows about this. Although they keep it quiet, they know that something is happening, either within the national parks or underground. There have been many theories that, well, there could be massive underground installations, either governmental or alien installations deep underground, these massive parks, and these poor folks that are hiking or hunting are getting snagged up and pulled underground. Some of them get away, some don't. And the ones that do get away don't ever seem to really have any memory of what happened. And so this has been going on for hundreds of years, and that's basically how the book series, The Missing 411, came about. Because this guy, the author, Dave Paulides, which you'll remember, I had him on for an interview when he came out with his last book and film. The links to that interview I will put down below. So this former cop, former detective, began researching into all of these thousands of disappearances happening in our national parks, and he started making a map in an attempt to pinpoint exactly where these disappearances would occur and to see if there was any sort of correlation that he could make. Were they happening in clusters? And we found out that yes, many of them were happening in clusters and in certain specific parts of these parks. And then he made his books, where he meticulously documents the stories and the reports of every mystery disappearance that he could find. And he's got multiple books under his belt now. He put out a new film a year or two back, of which we got him on for an amazing, eye-opening interview. So if you haven't seen his first movie called The Missing 411, check it out. But what I'm really excited to talk to you guys about today is his new film, now called Missing 411: The Hunted.
Mysterious disappearances.
Tom, you around?
When Mr. Lost simply vanished.
Generally speaking, hunters are very experienced and knowledgeable outdoorsmen. And so when one vanishes, you know something unusual has occurred.
As a hunter, you're like, I'm fine, I'm armed, I'm safe. There's no reason for why these people go missing.
They never found anything. Not the walkie-talkie, not his gun, nothing.
Obviously, an animal didn't get to because there'd be a big scatter. Bees to find.
The FBI doesn't investigate missing adults. So then why would the FBI arrive on Tom Messick's case?
When you see hundreds of victims scattered throughout our national forests and national parks, you have to question the reality of it.
So he could have made fire. He had a gun, he could have signaled help. What happened to him?
I'd like to know, but I don't think we ever will.
Whatever it is big, and we started recording them.
Frequencies go way above and way below the abilities of humans.
I look, I'm thinking, what is this thing in the trees? It went from like tree to tree, and then it disappeared.
Is it possible for an 82-year-old man to simply vanish while sitting alone in the woods? Can a man with severe hypothermia hike 6 miles through snow with no shoes? This is one of those recurring phenomena. It's going to happen again. It's just a matter of time.
None of it makes any sense.
All right, so how's that for a trailer? Extremely excited. Dave Paulides is a researcher in the truest sense of the word, and I was buying his books, his Missing 411 books, before I had even known about, or at least before I'd even gotten in touch with him, before I knew I was going to interview him, because it is such of an enigma what's happening to these people. And there are so many theories out there attempting to explain these disappearances, from Bigfoot, underground installations, UFOs, strange creatures in the woods, time portals, vortexes, you name it. And well, it looks to me, and I haven't seen the film yet, but from what I heard, we are going to see much more than we did in the first documentary, where they are going to be breaking down these cases of specifically hunters who have seen strange things. They know these woods and forests, and they're encountering something they can't explain. And this film, it's going to dive deeper, ask even more questions, and try to unravel this incredible, unexplainable mystery. Now, another thing I'm excited about is that Dave, yet again, is going to be coming on Secure Team for another interview. that is big news, and we're going to try to get the interview out on or around June 25th, which is the release date of this new film. I'd really like to talk to him. I think it's been about a year or two since we did the first interview, and he's really fun to talk to. He's put in so much work. I mean, if you want to talk about people vanishing in national parks and forests, he's the man to talk to, and it's a real treat to have him back on and to hopefully get some more answers about just what is happening in our national parks. What's happening in the national parks and forests around the world. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope you are excited as I am about this announcement, this film coming out, this interview coming up. Stick right here with Secure Team, as always, as your #1 source for videos on anything strange and unexplained happening around the world. Thank you all for stopping by as usual, and I will see you back in just a bit.